Welcome to Just Minded My Business Media LLC, where you get information that you can use. I'm your host, Ida Crawford. But before we dive in, subscribe to Just Minded My Business on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Share Just Minded My Business with your family, friends, and colleagues. Engage with us by leaving a review or comment. Your support keeps this podcast going and growing. Visit our website at jmmbmediallc.com to learn how we can support you in getting more visibility on your products and services. So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use. Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media, LLC, where you get information that you can use. I'm your host, Ida Crawford. Today, I'm welcome to the platform, Jay. Pronounce your last name for me.
Abdulaziz.
Okay, there we go. Who has over 2 decades of invaluable experience in the insurance and call center industry. As a business success consultant, Jay excels in call center setup, optimizing existing operations for increased profitability, and helping field agents thrive. Born to immigrant parents and attending a different school every year, Jay had to create his own way in the world. During his high school days, Jay worked in telemarketing from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., doing vacation sales, and transitioned into health insurance phone sales post high school. He excelled and quickly advanced to management, then to director of operation before starting his first agency in 2011. Jay has helped to scale 10 businesses and has generated 120 million in commissions and over 350 million in insurance premiums. Jay and his story has been featured on NBC with one of the original Shark Tanks, Kevin Harrington. Welcome, Jay. It's a pleasure to have you on Just Minding My Business. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to share your story and support our viewers and listeners.
Thanks for having me.
You
Great to
are
be here.
so welcome. Wow. What an impressive background you have. So let's jump right into this. How, with insurance agents, how can you shorten the learning curve on somebody else's dime? How you do that?
So the way you shorten the insurance is a service-based business. So the way that you can shorten the learning curve by getting in on someone else's dime is basically joining someone else's agency, right? So you could go in. There's a lot of different ways to sell insurance. One is brick and mortar, sort of the normal, you set up stands outside of Walmart, you do some door knocking. That's the traditional way that insurance has been done since the early stages and infancy stages of insurance. But it's been evolving, right? And since COVID, we've seen a big spike in a lot of telemarketing operations and overall insurance being sold over the phone. And people have been accustomed to now buying over the phone. So my opinion on how do you learn those new methods on someone else's dime is really and truly by joining a different agency and climbing the ladder, right? So that's the way I did it. I started out as a fronter, which is really like an entry level position for insurance. I was connector. So what I was doing was I was pre-qualifying customers and getting them over to a licensed agent who could then help them. I got into, I got my license. I got into the sales side of things. I became a team leader. I became a manager. Then I became a director of operations. And that's when I went and opened up my first agency. But my advantage was I was able to learn on someone else's dime before I dived in. For some people that may not have that luxury in life to spend a couple of years in someone else's agency. The only other way to do it is pay with your time. You start out by joining another agency, and you become a foot soldier. You knock on doors, you create that, you set up a stand outside of Walmart. There's only two ways to pay for something: time and money. So it's either one of those or join an agency and learn on someone else's dime.
Yes, I agree. And what type of insurance do you handle?
So we do everything that's under 65. So we've done, Obamacare, short-term major medicals, limited medical plans, and now most recently life insurance. And I started out in the call center space, but by trade, I'm a lead generator. So we generate leads for ACA, which is Obamacare,
Mm-hmm.
and life insurance, really final expense insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have our insurance agencies that sell these products.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So let's talk about closing. Yeah,
Yes.
that's probably in the insurance world, especially for newbies, that's probably one of the hardest things, unless you were already gifted with being able to do that. So talk
Absolutely.
about how agents can close the deal and don't waste time with it.
Absolutely. One thing that I hear Mark Cuban say that I totally agree with is he says that selling is helping people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with insurance, you really have to help people understand where they're at and why they need this, right? Because all too often we end up in situations where, and it happens to all of us, where you might have a roof leak in your house that turns into this mold situation nightmare, that now you have to replace your roof. And guess what? That's when you look at your insurance policy and realize, oh my God, I have this coverage or I don't have that coverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same things happens with health. You don't have health insurance. All of a sudden something happens, you're in the emergency room, and now you're thinking about health insurance. Well, our job is to make sure that we make people realize that they actually need coverage before they end up in the emergency room and have no coverage. So just FYI for your audience and for any insurance agents out there or anyone that would like to sell something over the phone with a one call close, I actually have a free giveaway. If you go to onecallclosesale.com, all spelled out, ONECALLCLOSESALE.com, and we'll leave the link below. You'll be able to download a free 9-page PDF that I wrote on how to master the art of the one call close.
Yes, and that'll probably help not just insurance agents, but any other business that's in the sales industry and need to close, because that's the hardest part for a lot of people in sales, is to be able to close that deal.
Absolutely. And I can kind of walk through a little bit with your audience on the methods that we go through, right? So to me, an insurance sale or any kind of over the phone sale sort of looks like this. And if you can't see me, it's a triangle, right? So the sale really starts out right here where it's wide open. You have your opening, and now you're asking a bunch of pre-qualifying questions. You're closing in, and then you get into your presentation. This is your presentation point, right? By the time you get to this top point, the customer is either going to enroll into the policy, or they're probably going to hang up and never talk to you again, right? And again, it all depends on what you did in the opening. So if you had a great opening, they're going to close into this tipping point, this top point here, and enroll into a policy. And some of the things that I'll go over that you do in that opening section is really set up to understand exactly who you're talking to, who your customer is, what their reason for shopping is, what's the most important aspect of the insurance to them. So for example, if we're talking about health insurance, I want to know, do you have health insurance now? How much do you pay? What's your premium? When's the last time you had health insurance? Have you ever been denied for health insurance?
Mhm.
What are the most important aspects of your health insurance to you? Is it your doctor visits and prescriptions? Or are you very healthy and you're just worried about what if something, God forbid, happens to me? What if I end up with a serious pre-existing condition? What if I end up in a car accident? All of those things. And then do you want bells and whistles, right? Do you want dental? Do you want vision? Do you want hearing? So you're sort of asking all the questions that help you understand exactly what policy you're going to offer. Now, if you're talking to somebody, for example, that had health insurance through their job, and now they don't have their job anymore, Cobra option is way too expensive. Now they need health insurance. Well, we're going to help them. And, now we're going to dig in to find out exactly, again, what are the most important aspects to you. But this is a person that's used to having health insurance that just lost it, that probably wants to enroll, especially if they looked online and filled out one of our applications, or if they saw one of our ads and called right in, right? So we want to know who we're talking to. And we want to then go into our database and find exactly which carrier is going to be best suited for this specific customer. So setting it up and really going through your opening and setting everything up properly is probably the most crucial part of the sale. And then obviously your presentation, and then, helping people when they're being procrastinators, right? So when everybody wants to procrastinate. Oh my God, I'm going to pay X amount of dollars per month. Maybe I can hold off on it for now, right? And again, you hold off on that, and then you become one of those statistics that end up in the emergency room, God forbid, right? And then you're kind of thinking, oh my God, I should have got that health insurance. So I think what we do as insurance agents is really help people realize that, let's be proactive, let's get you covered, because the last thing you want to think about when you're in the emergency room is, oh my God, which hospital am I at? Am I covered? Do I have insurance? Those aren't things you want to think about when you're not healthy.
Absolutely. And the hospital is definitely going to check to see whether you have it or not.
Right.
For sure.
Exactly.
Wow. So who do you work with? Do you train other agents on how to be better insurance agents? What is your niche?
That's a great question. So our model is we give our agents leads. So our model is more of, we have W-2 agents that sell policies. We provide them with all the leads. Basically, they get inbound phone calls all day long, and their job is to take those calls and convert them, because the calls they're getting are people that have filled out an application online looking for health insurance. Then they've been contacted by one of our junior fronters. They pre-qualify that lead and then transfer them over to a licensed agent, who then is expected to take that person who's interested and find them what they're looking for.
Okay.
So we help all the agents that sort of come through our funnel, but not only that, but we also work with insurance agencies. So we're an FMO for both final expense and for Obamacare. So
Mhm.
any organization who's already selling Obamacare or already selling final expense that wants to expand their operation, we're one of the very few FMOs that will not only get them the highest compensation and contract rates, but we have our own internal agency that we operate. So we will actually give them the blueprint on how to start up the insurance agency, or if you're already an insurance agency, how to scale your operation, all with, lead generation, sales processes, scripts, rebuttals, trainings. We do all of that. Then you've got recruiting, and then you've got retention, right? So retention of agents, retention of your customers. With insurance, the big thing is how to maintain your book of business. Everyone wants to get into the insurance space because it's residual income.
Mhm.
But where people sometimes fail is giving those sales that you've already gotten the kind of attention that it needs to be able to maintain a decent persistency. Basically, you want to make sure your attrition as low as possible.
Mhm. Wow. So if people want to work with you, how do they do so?
So you can again download my free PDF on onecallclosesale.com, and you can also connect with me on my name, jabdulaziz.com. So that's JayAbdulaziz.com. So if you go to jabdulaziz.com or onecallclosesale.com, you'll be able to connect with me, download my free PDF, and you'll be able to book a consultation, which anyone from your show that calls will give them a free consultation the first time.
Okay, y'all heard that, right? Jay's gonna give you the hookup. Okay, let's talk a little bit about digital marketing because today we are all digital and it is not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So, how can agents utilize digital marketing and pick the right platforms?
Yeah, so for a very long time, the way marketing has been done, as I told you before, knocking on doors has been a big one. Sending out mailers, mail pieces to people, for example, anyone that's selling Medicare might want to send anyone who's turning 65 a piece of mail, right? So if you're turning 65, I feel bad for you getting bombarded with mail, right? Come sign up with us, Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage. Anyway, now that everything's sort of moving online and has moved online, digital marketing is a big space. Digital marketing that includes all social media platforms, paid ads. You've got Google, YouTube. You also have native display ads where you can go onto someone else's website. So who's your target market? So big thing is knowing who your target market is. Where does your target market hang out, right? Are they hanging out on social media? Of course they are. So we're going to go ahead and show them some ads while they're scrolling through their reels. What websites do they go to? Well, on their websites, we'll throw up some banner ads. So when they're on their favorite websites, they could see our ad. Um, all those different ways to drive traffic to a specific offer or to your offer is a key way to develop leads. Now, obviously, there's other things that people test with, like landing pages. Do you want your calls or your web forms coming directly from social media, or do you want them to go to a landing page first? Obviously, if you drive them to a landing page, those calls are a little more qualified, or those web forms are a little more qualified. But there's a wide range of ways to generate leads in the digital space. And what I would recommend, first step, probably the easiest step, is Facebook. You go onto Facebook, create an ads account, create an ad. You could do a web form directly from Facebook or a call directly from Facebook to your agents or your employees and let them go to work on those.
Now, do you support agents with this? Because not everybody is technically savvy, or you got some people, agents that, they're afraid, to do things like that because they don't have they feel like they don't have the expertise.
So as an organization, we generate the leads for our agents.
Mm-hmm.
And as an FMO, any agencies that we bring on, we also help them with the marketing, meaning
Okay.
we'll offer them our marketing and eventually we'll show them how to generate leads as well. So that's one thing that we offer to both agents that are independent and agencies. So, independent agents that want to sell final expense or that want to sell Obamacare, we're able to get them contracted, provide them with all the support to show them exactly how to set up their agency for success. and we'll also help them with the marketing and how to generate their own calls or web forms, and really how to get it primed and ready so you're not wasting time throughout the day dialing on them or pre-qualifying them.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you a one-stop shop for anybody in the insurance agent industry or want to be in the industry.
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of holes in the market. So a lot of FMOs out there, and they're great, they're competitors, but we're friendly, and they provide probably close to the same kind of compensation that we offer our agents, right? But the one thing they don't offer and they don't have is their own internal agencies that are successful, where they're able to share their blueprint and their team to come out and really show agents and agencies how to get into business or how to scale their business. And that's where we fill the gap is, because we're marketers by trade, and because we understand the sales process and the retention process, we're able to not only get these agents and agencies the compensation levels, but we're able to offer them the support as well.
Well, that's amazing. That is amazing. So again, how do insurance agents connect with you?
Again, they can connect with me through my website. They can connect with me through Instagram as well. So J Abdulaziz, that's JAY, or sorry, the Instagram is official J Abdulaziz. So official _ JAY _ Abdulaziz. Not many J Abdulazizes out there doing health insurance and final expense. So you'll be able to find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and again on my website, jabdulaziz.com, or onecallclosesale.com.
Okay, and that all of that information, ladies and gentlemen, will be posted on this interview. So if you don't have a pen or a pencil, it'll be there. So thank you so much, Jay.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure being here. I'm, always excited to share information. And I hope that your audience were able to pick up some golden nuggets.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for us. I know you're a busy man and taking time out of your busy schedule to join us and share your wisdom and expertise. And thank you also to our valued audience for stopping by. We truly appreciate you, and many blessings to you and yours.
That's what I love to do. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you to our guests and you, our valued audience, for stopping by. We truly appreciate you. Many blessings to you and yours.